Today on Newsbytes, Biden's approval ratings fall, BP and Evergreen stop ships, an explosive volcanic fissure. Stick around for these bites and more, all on today's Newsbytes. Right into it, Biden's approval ratings fall to new lows of 34% in a recent poll by Monmouth University. The decline is attributed to high inflation and the, quote, border invasion. Over two-thirds of Americans disapprove of Biden's handling of inflation and immigration currently. Biden continues to trail Trump, yet approval ratings for Congress are even lower than Biden's. The poll was conducted from 11:30 to 12:04. This is the story. Pope Francis has formally approved Catholic priests to bless gay couples. However, the Vatican statement specifies the blessings cannot resemble or be confused with marriage. It remains the Church's position that marriage is between a man and woman only. Blessings also cannot use wedding rituals or be done at the same time as civil unions. Conservative Catholics strongly criticize the move, calling it heretical. Others warned it could sow confusion and division. The document responds to recent efforts by clergy in countries like Germany and Belgium to develop blessings for gays. Check it out, a volcano erupted north of the Icelandic town of Grindavik on Friday. Around 4,000 people were evacuated. The fissure that opened is now 2.5 miles or 4 kilometers long and is still growing out at both ends. The eruption comes after increased earthquake activity in the region since late October. The lava flow rate is estimated at 100 to 200 cubic meters per second. Authorities say it appears to be a significant and powerful eruption in the early stages. The eruption occurs in a region that saw airline disrupting ash clouds during a 2010 eruption. Here's an update for you. Oil giant BP pauses all tanker transits through the Red Sea. Oil prices surge, and Taiwan's Evergreen shipping line also pauses all transits, quote, due to increased Houthi attacks on vessels. Other major shipping firms have also paused transits, which analysts warn could disrupt global supply chains and further raise costs of goods. The Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen have claimed the attacks as retaliation for Israeli airstrikes in Gaza. Rerouting ships around Africa could add weeks to journey times and increase fuel costs. The Suez Canal and Red Sea are key trade arteries between Asia and Europe. It's unclear if the disruption will mean sustained inflation, but over 80% of trade volume moves by sea globally. Well, in case you missed it last night, while Biden was shouting back to reporters in Wilmington, Delaware, a vehicle crashed into a Secret Service SUV, a part of his convoy. The crash occurred around 8 p.m. on Sunday as Biden was leaving his re-election campaign headquarters. The Secret Service said the crash appeared accidental and the driver was unaware of Biden's presence there. Authorities surrounded the vehicle and aimed weapons at the driver before the driver surrendered. Investigators are determining if drugs were a factor. Right, another update for you. The EU has launched an investigation into Elon Musk's X for potential breaches of EU censorship laws. It's the first such probe under the new Digital Services Act, which aims to, quote, better tackle illegal content and information manipulation online for the greater good. The investigation will examine X's efforts to censor illegal posts, combat disinformation, and provide access to, quote, data for researchers. Musk questioned if similar action was taken against other platforms. Fines under the DSA can total up to 6% of a company's total global revenues. Some say the EU censorship probe of X will ultimately angle to force X to buy disinformation compliance services from an entity similar to NewsGuard in order to continue operating in the EU. All of today's bites are on our website at Disclose.tv. Subscribe and leave your comments below.